So let's talk a little about logical AND. So there's a digital logic symbol called the AND gate. It looks something like that, a kind of a D shape with some two lines coming in and one going out. Basically, the ANDing operation, you have to have two ones coming in to get a one out. If you have a 1 and a 1, you get a 1 out. Any zeros in the input results in a 0. So if I have a 0 coming in, no voltage, and a voltage, then I get nothing out. So the only true condition in the ANDing operation is if I have both ones coming in, then I can get a 1 out. And so the truth table for that, if I have these inputs like so, a 0 and a 0, let's write and, just so, okay, so a 0 and a 0 results in a 0. A 0 and a 1 results in a 0. A 0 and a 1 results in a 0. Only the 1 and the 1 coming in do I get a 1 out. So that's a logical AND operation. Now this is useful information with respect to the subnetting and internet technologies, because you have a thing called a subnet mask. A lot of times you'll see this subnet mask when you're configuring a device, and it might look something like 255.0.0. When I first saw that, I'm wondering, what are all these 255s all about? Well, if I convert 255 into binary, I get 8 ones, like so. And then I get 8 zeros for the zeros, etc., etc. Okay, so whatever binary number that I put in here, so in this case it would be an IP address, whatever the IP address happens to be, let's say it's just 129 for simplicity, so that's going to be a 1, 6 zeros, and another 1. Alright, so the IP address is 129.0.0.4, we'll say. Well, if that's 129 in binary and I AND it with all ones, or 255, I get my 129 back out, because 1 and 1 is 1, and these are all going to turn into zeros, and that'll be another 1. So I got my 129, it goes through just fine. Whatever this number was, I just wrote zeros. Since they're all zeros, they'll come out all zeros, like so. Both of these were zeros in them, so they will all be zeros. And then whatever 4 was, because these were all zeros as well, they're going to go to 0 as well. So I get 129.0.0.0 as a result of ANDing those two. So that's a logical AND operation.